Have you ever felt like your cat suddenly became a little colder? It is still the same cat, still living in your home, still eating, sleeping, and walking past your legs every day. But something feels different. They look at you less, rub against you less. And sometimes, when you reach your hand out, they quietly turn away. A lot of people think cats are emotionally distant, that they do not really hold on to things, that they do not really feel hurt the way dogs do or the way people do. But that is a very big misunderstanding. Cats are not loud when their feelings are hurt. They do not cry. They do not explain themselves. They do not run over and ask you to make it right. They simply change in very small ways. So small that if you do not understand a cat's language, you may think everything is still normal. And the sad part is, some of the things you do completely out of love are the very things that can make your cat feel pressured, misunderstood, or less safe. That does not mean you are a bad person. It just means you have been loving your cat in a human way. But in a cat's world, emotions live in smaller things, in distance, in rhythm, in respect, in tiny signals. And by the end of this video, you may look at your cat in a completely different way. 1. Forcing your cat to interact when they do not want to. One of the easiest ways to hurt your cat's feelings is also something many people mistake for love. You see your cat lying quietly on a chair. You walk over, pick them up, hold them close, kiss their head, and keep petting them because they are just too cute. In your mind, it is a loving moment. But in your cat's mind, the experience may feel completely different. A lot of people believe that if a cat is their pet, then they should be able to touch them anytime they want, that a cat should get used to being held, picked up, or called over for affection. But for cats, feeling safe is deeply connected to one thing: the ability to choose. That is instinct. Cats are extremely sensitive to who is controlling the distance. When they come to you on their own, rub their head against your hand, or lie down beside your feet, that is trust. But when you hold them in place or keep them in your arms longer than they want, what they feel is not always love. Sometimes, it feels like losing control. And when that feeling happens again and again, your cat may start becoming cautious even during moments when you genuinely want to show affection. Affection does not make a cat feel closer if that affection comes with pressure. What opens a cat's heart is knowing that when they are near you, they still get to be themselves. Let your cat have the right to begin the moment, and the right to end it too. That respect is what makes them come back to you more often. 2. Punishing your cat for instinctive behavior. There are times when you get frustrated with your cat, not because you dislike them, but because you truly do not understand why they are acting that way. They knock things off the table. They scratch the couch even though you have corrected them so many times. They jump onto the kitchen counter, pee outside the litter box, or suddenly bite while you are petting them. And the most natural human reaction is to raise your voice, punish them, or think, they know I do not like this, and they are doing it anyway. But most of the time, your cat is not acting out to challenge you. They are simply doing what their instincts, body, or emotions are pushing them to do. Scratching helps them maintain their claws and mark territory. Climbing up high helps them observe their surroundings and feel protected. Peeing outside the litter box is sometimes not bad behavior at all, but stress, discomfort with the litter box, or even a health issue. Even when a cat suddenly turns and bites during petting, it may be because they have become overstimulated, not because they suddenly turned against you. That is where so many cat owners get it wrong. When you punish a cat for instinctive behavior, they do not learn a moral lesson the way people imagine. They do not sit there reflecting on what they did wrong. What they learn is much simpler. They learn that you can become scary without warning. And once your cat starts connecting you with that kind of unpredictability, trust can wear thin very quickly. Do not just try to stop the behavior. Try to understand what is causing it. Because sometimes, the thing that needs to change is not your cat, but the environment around them. 3. ignoring your cat when they are trying to communicate with you. One of the saddest things in the relationship between people and cats is this. A lot of cats are trying to talk every single day, and their humans do not realize it. Your cat walks past your legs and gently rubs against your ankle. They sit in front of you, look up, and let out one short meow. They jump onto your desk and lie right where your hand is supposed to go. Or maybe they simply walk into the room, sit somewhere near you, and stay there quietly. A lot of people look at those moments and think they are being annoying, or they probably just want food. And yes, sometimes they do want food. But not always. A lot of the time, your cat is asking for your attention. They are checking to see whether you notice them. They are trying to connect in a very soft, very cat-like way. Unlike dogs, cats rarely express themselves in big, obvious ways. They communicate through body position, eye contact, distance, short sounds, and the way they choose to place themselves near you. That is not random. When your cat chooses to come to you, it means that in that moment, you are the one they want to turn toward. And if those signals keep getting ignored, your cat may stop initiating. Not because they stop caring, but because they learned that their quiet way of speaking does not get answered. Sometimes, all it takes is looking back, saying their name softly, or reaching out at the right moment to make your cat feel seen. 4. Suddenly changing everything your cat finds familiar. There are things that may feel small to you, but to your cat they can feel like their whole world has shifted. You move the litter box. You place the food bowl in a different corner. You buy a new bed and put away the old sleeping spot. You bring home another pet, have guests stay over, or simply change your daily routine too quickly. To a person, those may seem like very normal changes. But in a cat's world, peace comes from what feels familiar, predictable, and scented like home. A lot of people think that if a cat lives indoors, then life is already easy, so small changes should not matter that much. But the truth is, cats depend heavily on routine. They remember pathways, resting spots, sounds, morning light, meal times, the smell of a blanket, and where the litter box is. Those things help your cat feel that the environment is safe, that nothing unexpected is waiting for them. When too many things change at once, your cat may not become angry. They may simply grow quieter, hide more, stay tense, and act less like themselves. So if something has to change it slowly. Keep as many familiar things in place as you can. Sometimes, what makes a cat feel loved is not the new thing you bring home, but the sense of stability you preserve for them. 5. Thinking your cat is independent, so they do not need you. There is a very common misunderstanding that hurts many cats in a quiet way. People look at a cat's independence and assume they do not really need anyone. Cats eat on their own, sleep on their own, play by themselves for a while. They do not cling to people the way dogs often do. They do not always ask to be held or constantly seek affection. And because of that, many people only take care of the basics: food, water, a clean litter box, and a place to sleep. They think that should be enough. But enough to survive does not mean enough to feel connected. Yes, cats are more independent in the way they show attachment. But independence does not mean they are emotionally detached. Many cats bond with people through much smaller things: the familiar sound of your footsteps, the time you wake up, the chair you usually sit in, the tone of your voice when you say their name, the feeling of the house when you are there. That is attachment too. It is just quieter. If you only show up as the person who provides food, your cat may still lie comfortably. But if you are consistently present, play with them, talk to them, and respond to their small signals, your cat may begin to see you as part of what makes life feel safe. You are not just their caregiver. In your cat's world, you can become part of home. 6. Comparing your cat to other cats. There is a very deep way people end up misunderstanding their cats, and many owners do it for a long time without realizing it. They compare their cat to someone else's. That cat is more affectionate. Why doesn't my cat like being held? Why isn't my cat friendly, easygoing, or cuddly like the cats I see online? It sounds harmless. But underneath those thoughts is a very human expectation that a cat has to show love in the exact way you want in order to be seen as a good cat. The truth is, every cat has a different temperament, a different social threshold, and a different history of experiences. Some cats love lying in your lap. Some prefer lying half a foot away. Some do not enjoy much physical touch, but they follow you from room to room. Some never ask to be held, yet they choose to sleep near your bedroom door every night. That is love too. It is just quieter. When you keep comparing your cat, you can miss the unique language of the cat who is actually living with you. And the saddest part is, your cat cannot turn into a different cat just to make you happy. They can only love you in their own way. And maybe what you need to learn is how to recognize that way. 7. Only giving your cat attention when you have free time. There is something very human that cats notice more than you think. It is when you only turn to them when you need a little comfort. When you feel sad, you hold your cat. When you feel stressed, you pet them. When you have free time, you call them over to play. But at other times, you are too busy, too tired, or too distracted to respond to their presence. Little by little, your attention becomes inconsistent. Sometimes warm and loving. Sometimes almost absent. A lot of people think that is not a big deal. Because cats are independent, right? But the truth is, cats learn very quickly from patterns. They do not need huge displays of affection. What makes a cat feel secure is consistency. It is knowing that today, you are still as gentle as you were yesterday. That you still respond when they come near. That there are a few small moments they can count on. A cat's trust is usually not built through intensity. It is built through arism. So if you only give your cat attention when you are the one needing emotional comfort, your cat may start becoming more reserved. Not because they are distant, but because they are no longer sure when they will truly be welcomed. Sometimes all it takes is a few tiny rituals each day. Saying their name, a short play session, a gentle touch at the right moment. To a cat, consistency can feel more like love than intensity ever will. 8. When your cat has already trusted you, but you did not notice, plus ending. Maybe the thing that hurts most is not realizing that you once made your cat feel sad. Maybe it is realizing that there were moments when your cat quietly offered you their trust, and you did not even see. Your cat slow blinks at you. They turn their back to you, and lie down nearby. They place one paw on you very gently, rub their head against your hand, or follow you to the door and stop there. Sometimes they do not lie on your lap. They just lie beside you. They do not demand anything. They do not make noise. They are simply near you. A lot of people think those things are random. But for cats, very little intimacy is random. When an animal that is naturally alert chooses to relax around you, sleep near you, or turn their back toward you, that is a very deep kind of trust. It is not dramatic, but it is real. And if you once thought your cat was cold or emotionally distant, maybe it was never because they had no feelings. Maybe they were loving you in a language that was simply too quiet. So in the end, what your cat needs is not a perfect person. Not someone who always gets everything right. Just someone gentle enough to understand that a cat's feelings live inside very small things. A respected boundary. A signal that gets answered. A routine that stays steady. A kind presence that returns again and again. And once you start noticing those small things, you may finally understand this. Cats are not heartless. They just hand you their heart very softly.